Hi, I'm Dr. Suvarchla, Scientific Director with Ziva Fertility Centers. When you are getting treated for infertility, you will hear a very common phrase, ovarian reserve. This ovarian reserve is a little tricky, but understanding it is very important. The common way to describe it would be a good ovarian reserve, very poor ovarian reserve, low ovarian reserve, or unresponsive ovarian reserve. So these are very commonly used when treating or explaining the cause of infertility. So let's try to understand ovarian reserve. When a woman is pregnant with a female child, the ovaries which are being formed have millions of eggs. About 6 to 7 million of eggs are there in the fetus of a female baby. She is born with about 1 to 2 million eggs, which means that most of them are being atretic or get degenerated. By the time she reaches puberty, about 3 lakhs to 4 lakh eggs remain, and there is a rapid decline in the quality and the quantity of eggs as she reaches around 30s. This decline is very rapid from the age of 35, and around 40 years or more than that, there is a decline not only in the quality, not only in the quantity, but also the quality, which means that the chromosomes in the eggs may be compromised. So this is a very important factor to understand when we are talking about ovarian reserve and the quality of eggs in the ovaries. How do you measure an ovarian reserve? The most important way to do this is hormonally. Blood tests are conducted on day 2 of your period to give us the best optimal levels of your hormones. The most common hormones which are tested on day 2 of your period are follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, estrogen or inhibin. Also anti-Mullerian hormone is tested. Let me explain. Follicle stimulating hormone, when elevated, means that your ovarian reserve is low. LH also is related with the ovarian function. E2 also is related to ovarian function. A good AMH, anti-Mullerian hormone, it means that if it is high, means that your ovarian reserve is very good. So a low ovarian reserve means that your ovaries have very few eggs in them. The quality cannot be decided, but definitely the quantity or the number of in your ovaries are very low. Low inhibin levels also mean that your ovarian reserve is low. The next way to investigate your ovarian reserve is by conducting ultrasound. Ultrasound can see on day 2 of your period the antral follicles which are growing for that period. Around 2 to 10 mm of follicles are counted, and these are the eggs which will grow for the next period. Only one ovulates, the rest are going to be degenerated. So ultrasounds are also very important. Ovarian volume is also a very important way to see your ovarian reserve and its correlation with age. So what are the factors which contribute to ovarian reserve? Age plays a very important role, like I said. Genetics also. If there is any mutation in your genes, or if there is any history of premature ovarian failure or poor ovarian reserve which is running in your family, this also can contribute to poor ovarian reserve. Lifestyle modifications. If you smoke, if you drink, also your ovarian reserve comes down, along with poor lifestyle choices that you make. Some medical conditions also contribute to ovarian reserve, like polycystic ovarian syndrome. There may be a number of eggs, but the quality of eggs may be compromised, and this could lead to ovulatory disturbances and lack of pregnancy in such women. Surgical history. If you've had ovarian drilling, there could be a decline in your ovarian reserve. If there is a history of chemotherapy, also there could be a decline in ovarian reserve. So these are the factors which contribute to poor ovarian reserve, and this is a very important factor to understand when you are undergoing infertility treatment. If you wish to understand more about infertility treatment, please feel free to contact us. Thank you. A lot of effort has gone into making this video. Please like and subscribe us. Thank you.